Hello, everyone. Welcome to Beyond Life Paranormal Podcast. I'm your host, Russell Reynolds. Alongside me is my father, Russell Reynolds Sr. And we decided to come on tonight and do a show. Um, but before we get into the show, we're going to plug a couple of events that we're going to be at. Um, May 9th, we will be at Mortuary Manor in Toledo, Ohio on Mother's Day. Get your VIP tickets fast to come and investigate with my dad and I. Cousins of the Warrens. And there is also general admission tickets as well if you want to go at your own pace. That will not get you access to the VIP part of the event. There's also a payment option, so you can do payments on that. Um, so that being said, come on out, bring your mom if she's into the paranormal. It'd be a good Mother's Day present. Buy her a ticket. Um, so our next event that we're going to be at, West Kentucky Paranormal Expo 2026 in Kentucky. Um, we are one of the guest speakers. My dad and I are. Come see us there. Aaron G. Thompson is the headliner this year from 28 Days Haunted. Hey, Jeanette, welcome in. There's a whole line of speakers. Jen Jacobs, who's hosting the event May 9th from Eclipse Paranormal. And you got several good teams there. Outlaw Paranormal, who are good friends of ours as well. So, that being said, we're going to go ahead and get into the show. Like I said, I got my dad here with me tonight. We're going to talk about residentials. Any teams that are interested in getting into residential cases, and as well, also, if you're interested in the residential stuff, it's a good thing to learn when it comes down to investigating the residential cases. Um, so, our first initial, when we talk to a client, we get that phone call. We do a lot of screenings on our client. We do the first over the phone interview before we even meet in person because of team safety. You always want to be safe before you bring your team and expose it to it, because residentials can be a little hairy, can also be a little tricky with a different energy. Um, so with residentials, we do that screening, get the address, find out what medications they're on. We also talk to them if they've been in trouble with the law or they're on drugs, alcohol, all of that. We have to ask all those certain personal questions. Also, we do background checks on our clients because a lot of them like to lie to us and come through and say that they've never been in trouble or they're not on drugs, and then chances are we find it later on. Um, so then when we schedule the initial investigation and we go out there and talk to them face to face, we have our substantial paperwork they have to fill out as far as client forms, client confidentiality forms, permission forms, giving us permission to talk to the family, the clients, even the kids. Um, so my dad does our client interviews. When it comes to that, he'll talk to them because he can read them and he'll know if they're lying to us. Um, so, and before we get too far in it, we want to dedicate this episode to our family, the Warrens, Ed and Lorraine, Tony Sparrow, Judy Sparrow, John Zaffis, Wade Kirby, Chris Galorin, and the whole Nesper team. Without any of them, we wouldn't be doing this. And Father Bob, he's another one of my mentors that mentor me in demonology. So if you're watching, thank you guys for taking us under your wing and working with us. So again, with the residentials, now when you go to that client's house, we never tell the client what date we're coming out because we like the element of surprise because that entity could go into hiding if it knows you're coming out and what you're going to do to try to get rid of it. So we try to not let them know when we come. We just show up there. Um, so it's kind of like the element of surprise. When we walk in that door, we already know it's there, what it's doing, where it's at, and so my dad will sit with the clients, talk with them, while I'll go around, start setting up equipment, do baseline readings and stuff like that. Um, and when you get into residential, if that is something you teams are wanting to do, go with the team who does residentials, get trained, and definitely watch yourself with team safety because you never know what you're walking into. I mean, we find a lot of mental illness, and my dad can agree to that. We find a lot of schizophrenic people, a lot of past trauma that's happened, and that leads us also into with the darker stuff as well. We also handle dark stuff as well, the demonic, but not everything is demonic. I mean, you can get malicious spirits that'll act demonic just to try to throw you off kilter or try to scare a client, the homeowner, and stuff because it was once their place. So they know if they get aggressive, they can scare them out of there. So they start thinking it's demonic, which you can tell the difference between a demonic spirit and a regular spirit. For like my dad and I, it's the heaviness in the chest. It's for me, it feels right here. It gets heavy. I get a headache, and it feels like you're walking in mud, pretty much. So that's a good way indication to tell that it's a demonic spirit. And the demonic spirits are very rare in cases. I mean, you'll run into maybe one or two, the most out of 100 cases you do. Um, Majority of it, a lot of it, psychological or schizophrenic people or drugs and stuff. High EMF fields will cause hallucinations and all kinds of stuff. So there's a lot of explanations when it comes to that, especially your old house. Hey Joe, welcome in. So you got anything you want to add to that? So and then with residential, you never tell a client what they have in the house. You don't walk in a client's house and go, "Oh, you got a demon in here." Or you got this, you got that in there. You never do that because when you do that, they're already scared. You're just going to add more fuel to the fire and scare them even more. You don't want to do that. For us, it's usually my dad and I that talk to the clients, and that's about it. But we're not going to come in and tell you what's in there. We're going to do our research. We're going to find it for ourselves, get our evidence, and then verify it from there. We're not going to say, "Oh, you got a demon in here," and then freak them out even more. Um, when you walk in there, don't ask them for money either. They're inviting you to come help. Same with dinner. You never charge a client. I mean, it's not like they can call the cops and say, "Hey, I got a ghost in my house. You need to come arrest it." There's nothing they can do about it. So you need to actually, when you go in that home, be respectful to the client. It's their home. They're asking you to come in for help, not to come in and cause chaos in their house and provoke this, provoke that. And not only that, um, with the location also, you go in and you're there investigating, you're gathering your evidence, and then all of a sudden you just up and leave, and the client never hears from you again. You just went in there to do it for your own value and entertainment, and then you leave the client holding the bag, and then the thing is amped up, angry, and then it takes it out on them. If you're going to do residential cases, see it through. Get If you can't help them, get them the help. Call in another team that does residential, that has the experience. If it's psychological, find them the help they need. Don't just abandon them because they don't know where to turn. There's plenty of cases we've done where we've had to go in and clean up other teams' messes because they went in there and gathered evidence and then never called the client again. One case we worked on, the team was in there for 10 minutes and then up and left. Didn't say nothing to the client. Client never heard from him again. She tried reaching out to him. Calls were unanswered. Um, so yeah, you don't do that with residential. Um, and hey, welcome in, Terry. I was a guest on his podcast a few years ago. Um, but yeah, you don't want to go in a residential case like that. So get them the help they need, and if you see it through and you're able to help the client, check on them. Don't leave them lying in wait for years and years and years. Check on them. Make sure they're following your instructions, whatever you leave them, and that they're following all the protocols that you set for them. Especially if you do a cleansing of the house, that they're still following your rules because it's the client that has to take the house back. We can guide them, but it's them that has to claim their space. And so, that being said, even in the demonic cases, if you're not experienced enough, do not take on dark cases. Don't think you're big and bad and almighty that you're going to go in and take on a demonic, because chances are you're going to get hurt. If you're not experienced enough for that, do not take those dark cases on. Um, those are very bad cases. It takes years of training to deal with demonic cases. Um, I'm going on 32 years. My dad's about 21 in this, and you do not want to take on a demonic case if you're not experienced enough, because that is very dangerous, especially going in and provoking it is not a good move because it's going to come on the attack. And it may not attack you, it may go after your client because it's already picked them as their target. So you don't you don't want to do that. You want to, if you're going to take on a demonic case and you are experienced, bring in clergy with you. Um, Also, if you're going to take on a demonic case, don't go in there and provoking it, and try to verify that it is something demonic. Also, remember they are perfectly good liars. They will disguise themselves as different entities. They'll disguise themselves as a human being or a child or anything that's innocent because they like innocent things. That's why they attack children. Um, Even in my demonology studies that I study with Father Bob Bailey and Sister Farrah Rose Perry, that's one thing they taught me, that you need to decipher what is crazy with them if they're actually demonic or they're just a regular spirit. And like I said, chances are you can feel when it's something demonic. Um, but do not go and take it on if you're not experienced. Get that training first. Um, and I mean, like I said, demonics are rare, but they are there. Those things will lay in dormant until they're ready to strike. They can lay for years and years and you'll never know it until it picks the perfect opportunity when you're lowest in your life or you've gotten some trauma to come after you. And and that's when it wreaks havoc in your house and like in the Conjuring movies where the actors are talking about the three stages, that is true. There is three stages. There's the infestation stage where it wants to knock and bang on things and cause havoc in your house. And then you have the oppression stage where it had picked its target and now it's attacking that target to wear them down. And then there's the possession stage when it's gone too far. And when it goes too far, that's when you need clergy to come in and they need to do their exorcism and their cleansings and stuff like that. Like us investigators, we're not exorcists. We're not authorized to do exorcisms. We can be a verification team, but it's the diocese office that has to order the exorcism, and that has to be performed by the bishop. We're not exorcists. These minister licenses that are out there, they're not exorcist licensed. They're not telling you you can go in a house, perform an exorcism. That is not what you're supposed to do. And all the exorcisms are logged by state for the Vatican. So, and I mean, YouTube throws it around too. If you notice some of your YouTube creators, oh, I was attacked by a demon, you'll see it quite a bit that they do that for entertainment clickbait views and they don't they're not getting attacked by a demon. Half of them won't even know if they did get attacked by if they were because they play around so much, they believe in reality it's real. So they just do it for the show. And I mean, if they actually ever did come across the real demon, they wouldn't know what to do. They'd be running out of there. They'd be screaming. And I get it. It's fun to do it for click views and clickbait just to get your name out there and get your channel noticed, but you don't you don't do that. I mean, take it very seriously when it comes to that stuff.
when you come face to face.
Yeah, if you come face to face with one, you're gonna know it because that thing you're standing in its way, and it's gonna want to hurt you. And trust me, I've got the battle scars from it, from a case we did in Oklahoma. I've got scratches down my arm that was from a demonic entity, and it's no game, it's no joke, and that's why our cousin Ed always talked about it and it specified about the demonic because he wanted it exposed to the public with the whole demonic and what it can do and stuff like that. And as you see, they get ridiculed for it, which half of these people that ridicule them never investigated the paranormal. They just do it for their online views and clickbaits. And one thing about the Warrens, they are the pioneers, they are the legends. Just like his shirt he's wearing is the legends. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing today. And So, and back then, like we were saying, we were on a podcast Friday night. There was client confidentiality agreements even back then too, that you're not allowed to post. Even us, we're not allowed to post stuff on residentials. You will never see a client, even if they let us go live from the location. You're only going to see the investigation. You're not going to see the client. You're not going to hear the client's name and none of that. Hey, Heidi, welcome in. Yeah, you'll never see that from any of us. The client's name, the address, the front of the house, nothing like that. When you see us, you'll just see the investigation and us in the dark. That's all you're going to see. And that's the same with teams that want to do residential. Don't go live from a client's house. Don't go in there with your YouTube cameras and stuff like that because you're invading somebody's privacy when you do that.
Or the shirt on it, ghost hunting t-shirt, say you're a ghost hunter. You don't do
I mean, yeah, it's fun. Learn. Go to the events. We're not saying not to do events. Go to events and learn from teams. I mean, there's plenty of us teams that go to events and be willing to show you guys some stuff and teach you guys. I mean, I learned by a lot of reading. When I started at 13, I did a lot of reading, Ed and Lorraine stuff, anything I could learn about the paranormal and the demonic because I knew I'd be running into them someday. So,
I'll tell you about me. My son knew my abilities, and he said one day, he said, "Dad, why don't you come out with me?" He's the one that got me started in this, and I went through heck what I went through with my disabilities and stuff. I had to see a psychologist because I was hearing things, seeing things, and it would just drive me crazy. But I got through it, and I'm out there to help you people to know what's out there. And it's a, frightened world when you get in front of the demon, because I went face to face with one, I had my wrist burnt by him, but with my abilities, with my blessing, with this Catholic cross with Jesus on it, and that helped me. And all my prayers and stuff. That's what you gotta know. You can't. It's not a game. Believe me, it's not a game. And people can be born with what I have, and I hope they all use it right because you know, like Ed and Rain had abilities where she could see things and know things. I have most of the same abilities, and sometimes it's scary. Sometimes I got to deal with it. So I'm pointing from my heart to yours. Please,
we had a question. How long have you both been doing this together? We are going on, let's see, over 15 years
yeah,
doing it together. And I've been doing it since I was 13. And I started residential cases in 2006 after learning from Rob Dermarest and Sean from Florida Ghost Team, and then I took over from there, and we moved here in 2012, and that's when we started this out here and started working together doing it since 2012. So it's been about 15 years now. We've been doing it together. And that's what we love doing. We love going and helping people. That's what we do. That's our passion, is to help people. It gives us a sense of feeling and that we were able to help somebody get their house back, see the smiles on their face that they were going, all that trauma they were going through because of it, and just seeing the smiles on their face when we're done is the sense of relief for us that keeps us doing it.
You see, when you go out there, and even if you're a ghost hunter and you feel that you're cold all the time, that's no good. Because see, when you have a ghost on you, you feel that coldness, and that means he's around you and that. But if you feel that you're cold all the time, you're not gonna. We had two people with us, and they're ghost hunters. She came to me and she said, "I'm cold all the time when I go into people's houses." And I said, "That's no good." I says, "Come here." So I grabbed her hand, and she closed my eyes and I said the prayer, and she felt it go up her arms. Now from today, she don't feel cold anymore. And, to go in people's houses.
Yeah, another question. What is a good book to get to read about demonology? It would be by the late Kenneth Deal and Sister Farrah Rose Deal,
Yep.
called the. They've got two of them. There's the Catholic Demonologist Handbook. That is a good one to read. And then the Christian Demonologist Handbook, which you can find them on the website www.theswordsofsaintmichael.org. Um, those are written by Farah and Kenneth, and Farah's who I study under, and she is a 40 plus year practicing Roman Catholic demonologist. She works for the diocese office that goes out and she assists in exorcism. Her and her late husband Kenneth, they both they were friends of my family, and they've been out there for a long time. So Jeanette, that would be the good books to get in that workbook. Also be on the lookout. Father Bob Bailey is also going to be putting out one also. So he was talking about it the other night. So my mom has had to put a hair dryer on me while I was wrapped in 3 blankets because of a deep freeze I got blasted with before. I couldn't get warm. We were ghost hunting. Yeah, that's common because
Mm-hmm.
if you got abilities, they know it and they're
Yep.
gonna come to you. Um,
Me and my son, we were in a hotel, rundown hotel. I was in a room watching the camera. This was dead of summer, and it was so hot it was in the hundreds, right?
yep.
Well, he come down and he looked at me. He said, "Dad, you all right?" I said, "No, son, I'm so cold." He walked in there, you could see your breath. And that's what I'm trying to tell you is that
And if you know Missouri weather in June through July, it gets over 100 degrees here.
they had to take a heating lamp, blankets, everything to warm me up. This thing tried to get to me, but he couldn't because I have a wall. When you have a wall, it's that your wall is this, the cross of Jesus. And
it's all faith. Your faith. You
it,
got to do this stuff. You got to have a strong faith base because if you don't, you're gonna get attacked.
we get bruises, we get scratched, but we hang in there. And it that one there when I came face to face with that demon, and I looked dead in his eyes, and I said the prayer, and my son threw the holy water. We got it out of there. It took off. You could see it on TV if you want to. And my son will tell you where. But what I'm saying to you is that this is no game. People play with Ouija boards out there, and they don't know how to close it. And once they open that door, they have nightmares. When you have nightmares, that's it. And then it just carries on. You could touch one when you're 16 years old or younger. Play with it. It's going to carry to you a long, long time till it comes alive at you. And it's no game. It's, like I told people, life goes on. Life is what you make it. You can make it miserable or you can make it good for yourself. And that's the way it is. But in this ghost hunting stuff, believe me, it's not a game. My prayers are with God up in heaven. And I've been up there. I seen the light. I come back down, and the Lord gave me this gift, and I'm using it for my best abilities. And I'm going to keep on doing my family's name out there, and the ones I love, like Tony, Judy, and all of them. And that's what I'm saying to you people. Please, be careful. If you want to go hunt, do it, but do it the right way. And take care of yourself. Have protection. We use holy water like we drink water, and a lot of it used people use as sage. Fine. Now they're getting used to it as sage. So we change off the holy water. And when you want to seal a house from this thing getting back in, you got to use holy water. You've got to use white salt that you put around your windows and stuff like that when you leave. You'll hear knocking, banging. That means they're trying to get back in. As long as you keep that up there, you're not going to come in.
And it says, I met Tony and Judy. I have a pic of them on my wall. My mom and I on my wall. They were so sweet. Yeah, she got to meet Tony and she got
Yeah,
to meet our cousin Julie also.
God bless you. Thank you. And you see my neck shaking because that's from the accident. And I died in a car and at the hospital. And I had 3 nuns give me my last rites. And like I said, I was up there and came down. And, you know, I think of every precious life that I have left in me.
She met our cousin Johnny too.
Yeah. And that's why we go to a lot of prayer. We see a lot of our relatives and like Bob, Father Bob, and he was just on what last night,
Friday night,
Friday night.
We were on the Mariner Spirit on Supernatural Link with Father Bob.
And I'll tell you one thing. I lost something in my life. This is the truth. And I lost my son in Oklahoma bombing. And that took a lot out of me. It still does today. But the point is, I keep on carrying on. And I wish you people do the same and be careful out there because this is dangerous. It's not a game. And people, the kids go out there and they go to cemeteries and bring Ouija boards to cemeteries, having down kids down in the basement playing with them. We're the ones that have to come in and straighten it out.
And I'm going to tell you not all cemeteries are haunted.
No,
Everybody thinks you see a cemetery, it's
no,
haunted.
no.
Not all of them are haunted. Um, a lot of them, I mean, if my body was there laying in a cemetery, I wouldn't want to be there. A lot of cemeteries I've walked in are peaceful at night. We'll only do a cemetery if we get called out there because of an urban legend or something like that to try to debunk it for law enforcement. But other than that, we won't. We don't do cemeteries very much unless we're called for them.
And I have Indian in me, and I was raised on a reservation in Oklahoma. But my mother's full-blooded Indian, and you know where everything came from. Sage came from Indian
Yep.
and all that.
Sage, they've burnt
Yeah,
cedar, they've burnt pine, all kinds of
yeah.
stuff.
And now, how many people ever seen what is it, Skinwalker?
Yeah, the shapeshifters.
They I went to a cemetery with my son. It was broad daylight, and up in a tree was a hawk. You know when you walk in the woods, a hawk will fly away once you see it. This hawk stayed up there, and it pinned me up against the tree. And it, you know, pinned me up in a tree, next to the tree. And they all see me and I'm howling. They all came over and got me away. And then I ended up going to the back of the car. I was sick. And the next day, I had 2 claw marks on my hand. And it go away and then it come back again. But I'll never, and I know I told my son, I'll never step in the cemetery again from this day on.
And it says in Toledo, you'll see me bring warm blanket. I'm sorry, I remember the Oklahoma bombing.
Hmm.
And then she says, my great grandma was full blooded Cherokee. Yeah, my grandmother was full blooded Comanche.
Yep.
My, she would be, I think, yeah, she would be your grandmother. My great grandmother, she was
Yep.
Cherokee. So we have a mix of Comanche and Cherokee in us.
My first, my mother made my first moccasins when I was little. And, the point is that, like I said before, life goes on. And, you know, people out there, they want to do this stuff. Do it right.
Yeah, it's good.
We'll
Well,
teach you
we're not telling nobody not to get into it. If
into
it's
it.
something you want to do, but get training so that way you're safe. You don't get hurt. I mean, even you urban explorers that go into these buildings, you don't know what's in there. You're going in there trespassing thinking it's fun because you want to urban explore and film an abandoned rundown building. You don't know what homeless guy has taken shelter in there that's going to hurt you when you go in there. Plus, majority of these are haunted too. You don't know any history of it. You don't know what you're going to bring home. You get attachments that follow you home.
This is just like you know,
Hey, Carol.
you know, like Ed and Rain Warren. He, they try to teach people, and that's what we are teaching people.
We like to educate.
And same with our Tony and you know uh, Chris and Wade. If you see us at Paracon, please come up and ask us. We'll tell you anything you want to know.
Yep.
But you know, don't take things in your own hands. You know, and have a few beers and then walk into a cemetery or go ghost hunting because you're hurting the people inside the house. They call you. Do things right, you know. And
That and don't charge for an
no,
investigation, a
never,
residential case. You
and,
never charge them.
and never ask for food.
If they want to offer you food or gas money, that is use it as your discretion if you'd like to
Yeah,
take it. But don't ask them for it. I mean, we've had plenty of our clients that offer us, cook us dinner and stuff like that.
we've seen people. We go to people's houses, and a lot of them, what? Once we went there, they had roaches
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a lot of bad. We've been to a lot of bad houses that weren't even fit for living, and
and our job, we have to report this stuff. You know, we just don't let it go. We have to report it. We seen kids. One kid had 100 and what temperature,
102 temperature.
and it laid on a couch. And I asked the lady, I said, "You got some mom or no? I don't." I felt the kid's head. I said, "You better get this kid to emergency." Oh, I will. I will. I said, "What about now?"
And the apartment had roaches in it.
Yeah,
And we've been into other houses where there was sexual molestation going on in homes, and
we see a lot, and it breaks my heart to see these kids. We went to one house, and here's a chainsaw on the floor, and a little baby running around crawling, playing with a chainsaw, and rats running
yeah,
around.
rats running all over the place, roaches, mice.
We had to report this.
The house should have really been condemned. I mean, it was falling down, and I mean, when you're doing residential, you see a lot of. You can see how sick some people are when it comes to that. And I mean, there was one house that we did. The one whole room was just full of dog feces all over the floor. They didn't even bother to clean it up. You open the door and it hits you full blast in the face. Same with that one house with the little kid playing on the chainsaw. The dog ran the hole upstairs. They never let the dog outside. So naturally, where does he go to the bathroom? He goes upstairs, goes to the bathroom. Went upstairs, check it out, and that's all you see is dead rats and all kinds of stuff. So that's the whole screening process also with houses. And clutter is another big sign of demonic infestation, flies, roaches, stuff like that. Jeanette says, I was in a dog poop house. It was horrible. We didn't stay long. Yeah. I mean it's bad. We did a case in Ohio that was full of roaches. And when I reviewed the DVR footage, you can see all the roaches running all over the place in the night vision. They're running all up and down my cameras, and flip the light on in the kitchen. There's thousands of them. That was it. We packed up. We were gone.
You see, I have an angel that, that's around me all the time. There's a couple times I helped somebody who was in work, in prison,
Yep, Missouri State.
and everybody couldn't believe it. They seen this bright light went around me. That's my angel. And I have one lady down here tonight, and she's seen the angel around me.
Yeah, she's in the chat. Carol Garcia.
She's in the chat. And
She's actually the one that spotted my figure at Gettysburg too.
yeah, they, and we look at it this way. We're not bragging.
We're not
We're
better.
not
We're not better than anybody.
right.
We just do our thing, and that's it. That's what we do.
And if you the people want help, come and talk to us. You know, contact my son on his phone. I don't carry a phone because a phone gets you in trouble. Hey,
Jeanette asked, "Did we take roaches home with us?"
no, no.
Only one case there. I found one in my DVR system, but my DVR system stayed outside in the garage, and I took it apart outside. It was during the summer, so there was no weather, so I took it apart, and I found one, and that was it. But none of the other equipment had it.
We did another house. And this is a true story.
Carol says, "What a large, beautiful angel."
Yeah.
I'm terrified of bringing bugs home from places like that. Yeah, it. I can tell you this: we were spraying them with uh, sage spray mixed with holy water, and it was actually killing them.
See, I'm going to explain something to you people. When you go to a person's house and they have tons of flies in one section in a room, that means you got something bad.
That's usually an indication of demonic infestation in that room. That's where it hangs, especially if it's in a darker area. They thrive in dark areas. That's why they love closets, attics, basements, crawl spaces, anything dark. That's why when you cleanse a home of a demonic, do the chimneys, the heat vents, because they'll hide in their cabinets. You need to cleanse all of that because it will hide in it.
I'm going to tell you people, me and my son see people, kids throwing up a wall, meditating off beds. We seen it all. And this is the truth. And when we get to that case, we have to call somebody in.
I usually have to call in Farrah for that when it comes to that because, like I said, we're just a verification team. We're not exorcists. We're not allowed to do them. We're not sanctioned by any church to do them. And exorcisms are a lot different things to deal with. If you don't know what you're doing, you can kill somebody. And it can seriously hurt them when you're sitting there doing a makeshift exorcism that you've seen on TV from a movie. That is not how it works.
It's why we have people.
And that's why we have people like Farah in the diocese office to take care of issues like that.
And every time we go into a bad case, we call her. And she says, well, I'm on board if you need me. A lot of them we handle.
A lot of times you can catch them early enough before it really turns bad and get rid of them if you know what you're doing.
But we'll drop a case if we get a call. The kids are involved. They come first.
Bugs will give me nightmares faster than a ghost.
Yeah.
Kim Baranski says, hello, everyone. Hey, Kim. Welcome
Hey, Kim.
in. Carol says, when doing cleansing, do you also clear the pipes, then seal them? Yep.
Yeah.
And you do all four corners. We use, like I said, we use a combination of stuff. We use blessed holy water. We use holy oil, blessed sea salt, and we have this stuff blessed by the Catholic priests, the Roman Catholic priests. Um, we do use sage on occasion. We use Palo Santo is another one we use. Um, but your demonic sage does not work against your demonic. They just laugh at it. It'll just throw them into hiding, and then you don't know where they're at, and they'll wait till the smoke clears, and then they come back out and wreak havoc again, even more angrier. So that's why with the demonic, we used a lot more of the religious stuff with the holy water and the prayers and stuff like that. Regular spirit, you can use sage on, it'll work. But because if they don't like the smell, we don't like the smell, they don't like the smell. Um, with people, we do cleansings on people. It's not an exorcism, it's just a spiritual cleansing on them. As far as that goes, with the holy water, we'll do a protection prayer, blessing over them, stuff like that.
Um, it went through me. The movie theater.
Oh, that one entity at the movie theater ran right through him, pushed him right to the floor, and he had big handprint on his back that was bruised.
See, we deal with it. But the point was, it was after this little kid that, you know, he knew I seen him.
There is children spirits in this movie theater, as well as grown. Um, but also, it can be dangerous. I mean, in that movie theater, I had a member actually. She's a former member now. She will not investigate anymore because of it. She's sitting there, and I don't show it on YouTube because it's not an entertainment video, but I do use it for lectures and education. But she is sitting there taking her thumb and sitting there going down her face like this, and then gets progressively faster and harder on her face, and don't even know she's doing it, and her face starts changing to something else. So that is the potential dangers that can happen to you. And she was new to the investigation field. So after seeing that video, she will never go on another investigation ever again. She left the team, and she won't do it again. She got the courage to try it again when we went back, and then she ended up going home. She was like, I can't. She couldn't do it. And Russell Senior, when did you start being able to see spirits? Yep.
Oh, right after I had my accident. When I came back, I started seeing things and, hearing things. It was like if you were in one little room, a whole bunch of voices, and then seeing things, and knowing things. Well, I used to tell my wife that, oh, this is going to happen. And it happened. Like one time I told her, you know, watch out for the deer because you're going to smack the single if she hits one. Then I told her, you're going to come into a lot of money. Bingo comes in a lot of money. But, that's what I'm telling you, is that it's a scary thing out there. Like, when I walk into a house, I can see what's in there. And I know if it's bad or good or what. If I walk in a room, I'll know, wow, and this is strong and it's bad. And I know this. That's why I talk to the people. And, I have to be like the psych. you know, to see things and, you know, like in my own house. I got up in the middle of the night to go to the bath. Here's a man standing right there. And it was like, I walked out the door right through him. You know, it, it's, the way you pick up things, you know, and it's just like, Tony, Fair. And, you know, Tony he was in this field a long time with our relatives in the rain. God bless him, you know, and he's still in the field. They're just taking a break, and people people start saying, "Oh, Annabelle did this, Annabelle did that." Annabelle didn't do nothing, and the one that God bless his soul up in heaven is name,
Dan Rivera.
yeah, Dan. We knew him, and he died of a heart attack. Why? They're saying, "Oh, Annabelle did it." Annabelle
Annabelle
didn't
had
do
nothing to
nothing,
do with it. We were out there in Gettysburg.
and you know, we got out there. This is a true story. We got out there, and my son drove all the way. Well, 'cause I can't drive.
Like, I drove
Well,
over 20 hours.
we get out there and we go to the hotel. They said, "Oh, we gave your room away." Why? You got another room now? Well, we had to sleep in a car all night.
And then there was a sign that told us, you guys need to go back home. And that night, I drove another 20 hours back here to Missouri. We got in, it was breaking daylight when we got here. And
And we hear about,
I woke up that morning to a phone call that Dan died. And if you knew Dan, many people didn't like Dan for some reason, but if you got to know Dan, I got to investigate with Dan personally. That man loved what he did. He loved educating. He loved keeping Ed and Lorraine's legacy alive. He loved doing what he did and educating people with the objects. And these people, oh, you shouldn't mess with Annabelle. That's what he got for touching Annabelle. I'm going to tell you this. He only moved Annabelle once. I don't know where everybody's getting. He's moved her 3 or 4 or 5 times.
no,
He only moved her once to her new case because the old one that she was in was the original one from Ed and Lorraine, and it was falling apart. So Dan had built her a new case, and the whole case is infused with holy oil in the varnish, holy water. It's got the Lord's Prayer inscribed in it. It's also less salt right around Annabelle inside the case to prevent her from escaping out there. And so people want to say, oh, Annabelle did this, or they're saying, oh, that's not the real Annabelle. That is the real Annabelle doll. So stop with the fake, oh, that's not the real Annabelle. That is the real Annabelle doll. They didn't switch it at all. Hey, Barbara, welcome in. Jeanette says half her closet she got from Dan. Yeah, that was Dan
wow.
for you. And to see Dan's passion for it was awesome. I mean, he was a big mentor, especially even to me. Dan and I used to talk all the time, and he had to deal with the haters just like we do, as far as when it goes with the Warrens. And Dan told me one time, and I asked him, I said, "How do you deal with it all the time?" He says, "Just keep moving forward." That pisses them off even more when they see you are rising above them, and they're going down here because they keep running their mouth. You're showing them up, and that's what we do. I mean, we've had we have haters. We still do.
Oh, yeah.
We
We
have
did.
people talk crap about us all the time.
Our whole family went
And it's not even about Ed and Lorraine either. People, because we are well known,
and
there's
we're
that
good what we do.
we're good at what we do. Word of mouth is out there. The egos and the jealousy that they get, and they can't handle it because they want to be here, but they can be if they keep their mouth shut and work hard at it. If they spend more time investigating the paranormal than fueling the drama, maybe they'd get somewhere. I mean, we dealt with it for what, 4 years
Yeah,
of drama,
and our whole family got hurt for it.
and I mean, we've been kicked out of locations. We've been trashed because of lies, and we're none of what people are spreading around. It's all for ego base and jealousy.
When we do a paracon and they have us speak, every word that comes out of our mouth is the truth. It's not a lie. Because that's one thing I was taught from the good Lord. Do not lie. Tell the truth.
Yep.
But, you know, we're going to make a trip out and see our family. I can't wait.
Harold's got a question here. Do you know if negative entities tell each other about the work that you're both doing with helping people, families, and locations? Oh, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
they do know. I'm going to tell you about the demonic, and this is what I've learned from the Warrens all the way to Farrah and Father Bob, and even Bishop Rita Stragla, who's on the Legion of Exorcists TV show. The demonic knows everything about you. They know your name, they know your birth date, they know what kind of car you drive, they know what you did in your past life when you were a kid. They know everything. They know your family history, and anybody like us that go out there and battle them. Bishop Rita told me Satan has our wanted poster in hell because we are doing the light work of God, fighting these demons and casting them out of people's houses and getting rid of them and helping people, and they don't like that. And the demonic does not like to be exposed, and that's what we're doing. We're exposing it. That's why they're perfect opportunists. They like to lie in wait because they don't want to be exposed. And that's why they take on vessels like dolls and stuff like that, because a doll is an innocent thing. So what do you want to do with a doll? You want to hug it. You want to bring it close to you. Well, when you bring that vessel close to you, that attachment that's in that vessel is going to attach to you. And then it's going to start wreaking havoc on you. When it mixes with your heart chakra, you got the perfect storm right there for a demonic infestation. So, and I mean, like Annabelle, same thing. Annabelle's got something demonic attached to her. Many people don't believe it, but there is. If you've ever investigated with Annabelle, you would know. And we've done several. We've been around Annabelle. My family's done investigations with Annabelle, and they've gotten demonic stuff off of Annabelle. They don't, I'm going to tell you this: they don't just accept anything in the museum. They do their research on it, and they investigate with it to prove if it's demonic. And they, uh, like our dolls that went in the Warren's Occult Museum, they did an investigation with them to see if they were actually demonic or they're just regular dolls. And when they did it, it came back they were demonic, which we already knew that because we've done our own research with them. And so that's why they're locked up in the Warren's Occult Museum. And it has, have you ever dealt with a Dybbuk box? No, we've never
No,
dealt with one of them. I don't think we would. Something we get called with that, that's going strictly into the museum. We We don't even keep haunted objects at our house. We get them, we send them off.
like stuff that we hadn't.
Yeah, we had a Buddhist sing bowl that was used in demonic rituals and a book on witchcraft on how to sacrifice and kill people. We had them at a Paracon, and there was mediums there and teams that were getting bad feelings off of them. My phone right here was sitting up next to the case, and it's got a side button for Gemini to talk. Gemini started talking, and it started talking about cars.
Then we
And
started
during the Paracon, towards the end, the ceiling fell in with about 10 gallons of water come flying down where we were at. And then we were on our way home, and with all the road work, it diverted us into downtown Kansas City. I was at a stoplight getting ready to turn. I had the green light, and the other guy ran through the stoplight doing about 70. And my dad grabbed a crucifix, said a prayer, and I stepped on it, and the guy just missed us by that much. And we had those demonic items in the car.
So everything's true about the stuff.
So
You know,
you have to be very careful when you're messing with haunted objects. I mean, if you look at many of you that watch the show probably has heard me talk about the Amish. If you look at the Amish kids' dolls, they have no faces. Their faces are blank because in the Amish religion, and they're Christian, they believe when you have eyes on a doll, you're looking into the eyes of the devil. So that's why their kids have dolls with no eyes or faces. And like taking pictures of them, they don't even allow you to take pictures of them either.
you want to show them that the devil.
I might have it on my computer here. I will pull up a picture, and this was taken out of somebody's house.
This is what we deal with.
Maybe here. This was captured in somebody's house, standing on their upstairs.
And that's a demon.
And this location is got a lot of violent history, and between the battles and all kinds of stuff. And I'll show you guys some more that we've captured from there. Um, this was another one that was captured there, a Native American woman. Now, they had a history of Native American slaves, and Native Americans inhabited that whole town. And there is another one we captured, Slave Man. They had confirmed slaves there as well, and they had the hanging tree is actually still there in the yard. So this is some of the stuff that we've captured. And
And,
And then we have a haunted mask that is currently sitting in John Zaffis's museum right now. This was taken out of somebody's house, and she was having a lot of issues going on in the house. She was laying in bed to take a nap one afternoon, woke up to something trying to crawl into her mouth, and her daughter was laying in bed taking a nap, woke up, seen somebody that looked like grandma going out the front door, and grandma was still laying in bed. She's had the fire department and the cops called to her house because it looked like gray smoke coming out of the roof of her house. They get there and there's no fire. Once she removed this mask and gave it to us, all the stuff stopped in her house. But she still has stuff going on in the movie theater that she owns. And it says if you ever go see Jimmy P, take a peek at the jacket I sent him. It's very haunted. I remember Jimmy talking about that. I've talked to Jimmy about that jacket. And then we've also got some other stuff that was captured at this place. This was also captured at the place that the demon was captured in that Native American woman. This was another entity. And those three, the Native American, the slave guy, and this one, they were actually captured out in the yard itself. And then I believe I got that one where the oh yeah, I do have it. If you look at this picture, this was a client of ours. He sent us this picture. He gave me permission to use it for lectures, and if you look, his head's down on the bottom. You see the pillow. Look on the top of his head. Tell me what you guys see, and then look above that and tell me what you see. This was another pretty bad case that we worked on, and what we got in the picture was right above the hand towards the top. There's an actual face and figure, and then the creepy hand on his head. So this is some of the stuff that we catch and that we deal with, and we're gonna get ready to wrap up here. We're a little over an hour. Um, if you got any questions for us, throw them up in the chat. We'll stay on for a little bit and answer some questions, and then I will be on next Saturday night again. So Errol saw three faces in that picture. Yeah, there's three faces, and they're preying on him because he's disabled. He takes a lot of medication. He was ran over saving his son from a moving vehicle from being hit. He got hit,
Oh, we help.
and we were able to help him. The guy was a taxidermist for the National Wild Turkey Federation. He used to do a lot of the wild turkey taxidermist stuff for a lot of the hunting TV shows and stuff like that. And But we were able to help him out and get him back on the right track. And last I heard, when I talked to him, he was doing good. But I mean, we've also had clients where they decided, oh, we want to explore occult stuff and witchcraft and all kinds of stuff. And he was doing that, and he conjured up three demonic entities in his house. He sent me a video of a black dog that showed up in his backyard.
Mm-hmm.
Now his backyard's fenced in. There's no dog that can get in there. No dog had dug. In that video, was a black hellhound that showed up at his door. And I still have the audio from that case. We caught demonic chanting in Latin, demonic laughter, and,
Okay.
and mocking religious music. I've never heard a spirit box do this before. I turned mine on and mine was perfectly normal.
I seen a lot of faces in that. I walked a lot of them, and a lot of them, some of them were good, and the rest were real bad.
This guy one night in the middle of the night thought they were bothering his wife. They slept in separate beds. He grabbed a whole cup full of sea salt and threw it on her in the middle of the night and woke her up. And he was also disabled as well. He was on a lot of pain medications because he broke his back. And so we were able to help him too, got him on the right track. He went back, he found religion again, what he used to, and he went back to doing that. And he's doing pretty good as well. May God bless both of you and keep you safe for wonderful work you've been doing. Thank you, Carol. We
Thank
appreciate that.
you.
And we're going to continue to keep doing it as long as we can.
And I want to say one thing before we sign off. God bless you all. And God bless my uh, family, Tony and Julie and uh, Chris, and all of them, every one of them, Wade and John Zappis, all of them. And God bless what's her name from one of
Andrea Perrin.
the parents. I met her in person. I read her, and I told her that she had death in her family,
And that's
and
when she lost her sister April.
yeah, and she came over and gave me a big hug, and she said, "Never lose it." I said, "Well, I'm going to keep on going," and God bless her. God bless everybody in the field. Be careful out
Yep. Be careful out there. Be safe.
there. God bless you, Carol, and the rest of your people. Be careful, please.
I want to answer one question real quick. I've been getting asked, what do I think on the whole Conjuring House thing? I'm going to tell you right now, being my family was tied into that. They investigated it, both my cousins, Ed and Lorraine, and Keith and Carl Johnson. I'm not getting into the middle of all that. That's just one big mess. I don't even acknowledge it. I mean, I hope everything works out for Jason and Andrea with it. So,
And I pray that the right people get it.
and
You know,
I mean, that's all we're gonna really say about that because we don't get it. We don't get mixed up into that. That's
no,
just a mess, and I do not want to be tangled up in all that. And Joe Aldridge said, "God bless you both for helping out families that are in need. Thank you for being there for them and continuing to check on them." Thank you, Joe. We
thank
appreciate
you.
that, and we'll continue our work and continue keeping the Warrens' name and legacy alive, despite all the haters that want to down them. And We're still going to continue to keep going despite the haters. They're not going to stop us. The Warren's legacy is still alive and well.
And you got bullies out there. You, you come and talk.
Thank you for thank you both for such a wonderful show tonight. Stay safe. Remember to smile. Always, Carol. And like I said, despite all the haters out there, we're still going to keep going. And even the drama that we've had to deal with, on top of it, you're not going to stop us. We're still going to continue to keep going strong. And we don't care what people say about us. We know the right ones will follow us. So, that being said, everybody have a good night. Remember, if you're being bullied in the paranormal field, you do have a voice. Nobody's better than anybody in this field. We're all after the same common goal to prove the existence of life after death. There is no wrong way of investigating unless you're provoked. So it's all a learning experience. Thinking outside the box, we learn every time we go out. That's why none of us are professionals.
And I don't have a hating bone in my body. Anybody. I don't care if they down me or what. When they down me, they're doing something right.
Yeah, we're doing something right. If they're hating us, we're doing something right. So, and that's the same with you guys that are getting the hated on too. That means you're doing something right. If you're pissing somebody off, that means you're doing right.
But if you want to meet us, come to the Paracon.
Yep. Come see us. Especially get your tickets for May 9th, Mortuary Manor, if you want to come and investigate with us.
Ghost hunt with us.
June 20th, we're going to be at the Get Haunted event at Missouri State Penitentiary. So if you want to come there and investigate with us, get tickets at Extreme Ticketing for Get Haunted. Rob and Sarah put on a great event, and we've been to plenty of them. So, especially MSP, come with us, and we'll show you some of the hot spots of that place.
Oh, I see people in the prison. Oh.
Yeah, he sees people all the time in the prison, especially in the lobby.
Oh.
So, yeah, with that being said, come out and see us. Come check us out at Paracons. We've got a couple more in the works. I know we are confirmed for Squatches and Legends Con in October. That is October 11th. I'm waiting for Jen to put the flyer out, and I'll be posting that. Bordertown Paracon will be at in August. We're waiting to hear on Kansas Paracon also for the Kansas City one in August as well. So we'll be at several of them.
Is there anybody out there that needs help?
Get a hold of us.
Get a hold of us. Or if we're at Paracon and stuff, you need help. God, what? We will. With my abilities, I will help you. That's my promise.
That's what we're in it for, to help people, and that's what we're going to continue to do. Yeah, going to events is fun. I mean, we enjoy that. It breaks up the monotony a little bit, but our true passion is helping people and teaching people. Like when you come to Mortuary Manor in May, we're going to teach you. We're going to teach you paranormal investigating. We're going to teach you the equipment.
We had a boy came up to me and my son, asked us questions about, how you do ghost hunts and stuff. And his heart was in it. He wanted to learn. And that felt good to us because how old was
He was about 15.
he wanted to learn. So we were talking to him at least an hour.
Yep.
And boy, he walked away with a smile on his face.
Especially at Rock Island last year.
He got a picture with us.
There was an autistic boy that was fans of Annabelle and the Warrens, and he came downstairs to us, and at first he didn't realize that my dad and I were the actual family of the Warrens, and he come over to our booth and we were talking to him, and he happened to look up and see my banner and seen Ed and Lorraine on it, and we were telling him we both had our legend shirts on. We said we're related to the Warrens, and a big old smile come on his face. He had an Annabelle statue doll about like this that he had bought, and all the Nesper guys signed it, and he had us autograph it. And the boy was autistic, and I said, "Would you like to get a picture with us? We don't charge to take pictures with us."
Oh, he
And
made it.
at first, he was kind of shy about it. His mom says, "Go ahead, get in between them, and I'll take the picture." And he come over, put his arms around both of us, got in between us, took the picture, and to see the smile on his face has made it worthwhile for us to do these paracons and meet and greet people. Jerry Buzzard, you're at MSP June 20th. I might have to check that out. Yeah, we'll be there, Jerry.
Yeah.
Yeah, come and tag along with us. How Get Haunted does their events. When they'll set us down, you'll learn about Rob and the Get Haunted business. Then they break us into groups, and then we go on rotation with some of the Get Haunted members, investigate with them for a little bit. And then once everybody's been through the whole rotation, we go out on our own on free roam for the rest of the night.
And believe me, you'll have a blast.
So
Oh, right.
you'll be able to come and investigate on free roam with us as well. And the Get Haunted members love us when we come too, because of us also being experienced there too, to teach some of these newer people that are coming into the field. And like Joe and Dom from Next of Kin, awesome group of guys too. They'll teach you too as well. They love to educate. That's where I learned the human pendulum, which if you come to Mortuary Manor May 9th, you will see the human pendulum done, because we're gonna do that. That's gonna be one of our experiments at Mortuary Manors, and then we're also gonna do Estes as well. So, and from what I hear, this place is pretty active. This is going to be our first time there as well. So we all get to experience firsthand for the first time together. So that's going to be awesome. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up.
I'll say one more thing. See these two people? Please don't down them, because without them, we wouldn't be doing this.
Yep.
Please.
Them,
It's
Harry,
our family, and it'll always be. Amen.
them, they're the pioneers, along with Morris Gross, Harry Price, Hans Holzer, all those guys. They all paved the way for us, and Ed and Lorraine did too. And if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing today. They are the pioneers, they're the legends, and they did not fake nothing. So, and they did not do it for money. Ed sold his paintings, and that's how they made money off of that and lectures. They were just a middle class, normal human being family. So, that being said, everybody have a good night, and I will see you this coming Saturday.
Do not down Tony or his family, because they were with Ed and Lorraine all the way. And
Hey, Richie, welcome in.
we love them dearly. I can't wait to see my family.
I'll tell you one thing about Tony Spera. That man, when we went to the Warrens Paracon, that man was all over the place checking on the vendors, making sure everything was going smoothly. I seen that man take money out of his wallet and send to somebody that was working the Paracon to go get everybody coffee. Now you're talking about over close to 200 vendors that were at this location. That's how nice Tony is, and many people down him and say, "Oh, he's a piece of crap," and he's this, he's that.
We don't make money off this stuff, and Tony
You,
don't either.
if you've never actually met Tony in person and actually got to know him like we have, you would be singing a different tune. You're just going based off of opinions, what people say on the internet, especially like Ed and Lorraine that people put out there. And I'm going to tell you this: we're going to defend our family no matter what. That is our bloodline. Same with Keith and Carl. We'll defend them too. They're our
Yep.
bloodline as well. So,
And John,
and John Zaffis, we've got his back as well. He's our family. And so we're not going to, I don't know, I could lost count on how many people I've torn into about trashing Ed and Lorraine Warren. And I'm going to tell you this, and this is to this kid that decided he wanted to send me private message on Messenger, figuring he was going to get a rise out of me. Don't send me an article of the Amityville hoax and all kinds of stuff just because I'm related to Ed and Lorraine Warren. You're not going to get a rise out of me, so don't do it. If you notice, I didn't even respond to it. Don't, because you're not going to get it from me. So, and then another guy that was on a site that wanted to shoot his mouth off at me about the Warrens. He's the one that made himself look bad. Now he got himself kicked off Facebook because of it. So just stop, because us family, we're not going to listen to it. We're just going to continue to keep doing what we're doing, and nobody's going to bother us. So you can hate on us all you want. It's not going to bother us. We're still going to keep moving forward.
instead of hating us, join us.
Yeah, learn about us. Don't listen to the haters that because they got jealous of us and they got what they want from us and then turn around and stick a knife in our back. I mean, we're none of that, what they say we are. We're part of Cold Spotters, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about Cold Spotters. You have to be a legit team to be part of Cold Spotters. Cold Spotters don't choose anybody and their brother off the street. Amanda's very strict on who she brings in. For her to choose us for the state of Missouri, that means we're doing something right and we're legit.
I,
And
I've been down.
right, Richie? Hold their lips over their heads and swallow. Yep, exactly. Grumpy old men line.
I've been down in New Orleans. I seen witchcraft. I seen voodoo, dolls, and stuff. That's real. And people trying to come out doing that stuff. It's not real because it's crazy and they're just hurting themselves. But I've been there. I've been down in New Orleans.
And we know there's still people out there talking crap about us behind our back, but we don't
Well,
care.
we don't care. It ain't bothering us. What bothers us is see little kids hurt and the families
And people being bullied.
bullied.
We do not like bullies.
So
I've seen autistic kids in the paranormal field getting bullied.
you ever hear that saying? We all can get along.
Yeah, remember the old and living color skit, Reginald Denny? Can't we all just get along?
And that's it.
I mean, the bullying is just nuts in this field. It's just egos, and the para-unity just got thrown out of the window. There's no para-unity anymore. I mean, there are some with a bunch of us like us that work with other teams, but like I said, this year, if you don't support us, we're not working with you. We're not going to have our names dragged in the mud, or we're
Once,
not going to be stomped in anybody's doormat.
once this guy took
Hmm?
over Ed Marine,
Oh, Elton?
yeah, I want to say to Elton, if you're listening, God bless you and thank you.
Yep. Thank you for what you're doing for our
Our
family,
family,
Elton.
and God bless you, Tony and Julie. God bless you all, and I hope to see you soon.
Yeah, we'll see you guys this summer. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap
Yeah,
up and get done for the night. Everybody, God bless, and we will see
yeah.
you all Saturday night, 8 Central, same time, same channel. Everybody, have a good night. Stay safe out there. God bless.
And I might be back on with my son.
Yeah, we're gonna try to do more. Bring my dad back on. We'll do some more. Also, we got a few announcements coming out that we're working on. Richie goes, dude, you all did my family research. Very good and professional.
Thank you.
Thank you, Richie.
Thank you, Rich.
We appreciate it. I'm definitely going to bring you on the show. We'll bring your picture on. We'll talk about the haunted brothel that you visited. Um, Guys, also check out Richie's podcast on Wednesday nights, King's Court. Um, he dives into a lot of the mysteries, missing persons, and you never know what Richie's going to talk about. They're stand-up comedians. Richie is a veteran, so make sure you guys thank him for his service. He's a stand-up comic. He helps a lot of veterans with PTSD and a lot of
He,
issues.
he's got a he's got a brand new dance out there. Wait to see
so, um, so we're gonna go ahead and get off, and we thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Um,
it. God bless you all.
and we will see you again soon. I'll see you next Saturday. Um, we'll see if I can get Mary Lynn on this coming Saturday, and we will see you again soon. God bless everybody. Have a
God
good
bless.
night.